Here I'm back with my version of the electric motor. At the moment it's not running. I will give you some insight and detailed information of the current build state, and maybe you can give me some tips and help me to get this thing running. Alright, let's first give it a little push and see what's the behavior at the moment. When I try to move it, you notice that it's always wants to get in its home place. So somehow the magnetic field is drawing it back in its original position. So only if I give it a little push over, then it spins a little bit, but it's not a movement in one direction, it's always going also back. So it always comes to its stop. Yeah. Same on the other side. On the other side, when I spin it clockwise, then it stops a bit earlier. The levers are not moving too much, and it's a little bit stiff. But when you see other videos from these motors, sometimes they are made of wood, these rotor parts, and I think it should be the same stiffness. Maybe more, maybe a little bit less, I don't know. Another thing what I want to show you is that the metal parts, I don't know if it's possible to see, I try to move it a little bit here, have about sometimes 2 millimeters. Hopefully it can be seen. They have sometimes 2 millimeters. In this case, yeah, 2 millimeters. Sometimes a little bit less. So I think this could be an issue, but also I'm not sure. The main issue what I see is the shaft. It's not very accurate at the moment, so it wobbles a little bit. Yeah, it's not touching the sides, but when you watch carefully the slot, then you see it's moving. So it's not always in the middle. It's a little bit wobbling while turning. Okay, let's open the thing. So the first thing I would like to fix is the shaft. As you can see, it's a little spacer here. When I put this inside, I hope you can see it. You see it has a lot of play between. So that means it gets here a little bit thicker, this bolt, but if it's inside, then you will still have some play, because it doesn't fit. So the first thing would be would be to change this screw against something that's fitting very, very correct. So maybe something like this. I'm not sure. At the moment this is not fitting. It's a little bit wider than the hole, but maybe I can grind it down so that it will fit very close. Yeah, it's coming off. Anyway, that's just a little bearing which is inside, which fits quite tightly, and I think this is okay. So maybe if it would be a shaft like this, it's turning. It's not too easy to turn, but I think that would be okay. Some shaft like this would be much better. So the first thing, maybe someone can give me a hint where to buy, maybe from the metal model area, where I can find some bearing and the correct shaft to the bearing. That would be very interesting. I couldn't find something like this at the moment, so I used what I had in this case. But yeah, it's a lot of play. I think there's a big issue. In my command, I noticed some metal plates which are around this rotor, these metal plates. In the plans which I have, they are from Romania. They stressed that these things should be as thin as possible. So in best case, you use some metal which are some type of metal which are used in the core of a transformer. So you would need to buy find some old transformer, remove the cable around, or the copper cable around, take the core apart, and then cut it somehow in a form like this. So yeah, I couldn't find it, so I bought these things. Someone cut this for me with a laser, so it's very good. So in this case I have two pieces in the stack, as you can see. I could make this bigger, but if it's too big, then the magnet draws this lever part to this edge, and of course then it's a lot of friction and it stops very fast, or it's not moving at all. So yeah, that's my version of these metal parts and this rotor. Let's check the bell. The bell is machined from a solid piece of metal, and it's magnetic. Yeah. So it's a magnetic part. It's very good. It's a standard iron. It's the same for the ring in the middle. I take this off. Yeah. So here two magnets, two stacks of magnets. So it's the same metal, same person made this for me, so it's the same material. Maybe this can be also turned, these magnets, but I tried this and it makes no difference in moving. Yeah. These are also some big magnets here, but it's just as a spacer I use this. These black parts are 3D printed, so I can change it to any. I have a 3D printer and I can change it to any size and any form I want. So if this would be needed to change, then it would be easy to do for me. The same for the rotor. If this is needed to change, then I can do this as well. Maybe a little bit thinner. Maybe this to mount this shaft, it has to be changed, but it would be not a problem. Yeah guys, that's it. Would be very interesting if this is running, to see this running. The guys from Romania showed me just a video about this, and they had 3 different versions, but they also have, I spoke with them, they gave me some tips, but yeah, it's all the same. They stressed to have this gap as close as possible, but yeah, this without the right shaft it's not easy to do. So maybe you can help me to fix this. Thanks a lot for the moment. Bye bye.